Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris, for those who don't know me. I'm honored to speak today as the best brother between Joey here today. Preparing this short speech for Joey and Amy was honestly more fun than the presentation I just gave this week for my PhD class in sediment transport. First order of business, though. I have no other way to start this speech other than to thank our most amazing parents, yet complete opposite. First, we have the original Joseph Hajjar Sr., who we call the golf father. He is the boss, truly the boss, who's determined to drive the ship in our family. Coming from humble beginnings, he worked like a machine, harder than anyone else to succeed and become successful. Let's just face it, Joe, we only had a few options, 3 career options. We had the option of becoming a professional lawyer, a professional engineer, or become a CFO just like Joseph Hajjar Sr. Failure was never an option. So Dad, thanks for kicking our butts. You really are the best mentor and career counselor that we ever have and ever will have. And then we have our mom Maureen, who we call the peacekeeper, the astrologist, the mom who has made the bold predictions, such as when we become fathers someday, that we're both going to have all girls. Back when Joe and I were growing up in the 90s and were wearing mullets, believe it or not, I was wearing a mullet back in the 90s. Mom always loved her Bernese Mountain Dogs, and she always used to talk about how she was teamed up against by 3 men and a male dog. Whoa. Mom always insisted that Joe and I hang out with each other's friends, which really made us close friends as well. Close friends the whole way. So Mom, thank you for all the rides to golf. Thank you for cooking Sinto's Middle Eastern foods, and thanks for dealing with all of our mom's sandwiches. Mostly that Joey started. Yay! Joey, looking back at our relationship the past 30 years, I was thinking it just really was not built on funny memories, just one-liner stories, inside jokes. I'm sure your college friends can tell a lot better stories than I could about that. Our relationship's really built on a sibling rivalry. And Joey certainly took his big brother role very seriously. Joe and I were competitive in basically every sport that we played. Whether it was in the bowling alley, or at the arcade, the billiards bar, just playing ping pong in our basement downstairs. We both played to win. But on Sunday morning, our dad took us to the Church of Golf, which is located right in the first tee. And when Joey and I were growing up, Joey was a rising star. Around the time that Tiger Woods was winning his first green jacket, Joe was also putting on his first green jacket with style, and giving me a fashion lesson in the process. For those of you not golfers here in the ballroom, probably not many, winning a green jacket is kind of a big deal in the golf galaxy. Joey's stack of pancakes is really not a surprise for us to really, this guy eats pancakes really fast. That's everybody in the know. He's a slow eater. It's not a surprise that we're on a golf course here during your wedding, let's just face it. However, it is kind of a surprise that you would wind up marrying someone that's actually better at golf than you are. You are a legend at Brookside Country Club. And when you play golf, you usually hit more fairways than Joe and I combined. And that includes fairways on the wrong holes. Amy, I really respect your work ethic, and when a challenge has presented itself, like to hit a short target on a green in order to win us all a free golf round, just like in your professional life, you get the job done. The Hajjar family are, though, not the only ones who are golf fanatics, though. Brookside former club champion Donald II is also the one, too. And that's an understatement. Just go in his basement or his garage and you'll see. But don't just think that our family's comprised of just golfers. Every time I see Amy's mom, Jerry, she always has a smile on her face. And is always giving everybody a big hug. Also, for those of you who don't know, I'm not the only younger brother here. Amy also has a younger brother, Don III. by to grab a craft beer with and also talk about music. Joey and I have had a strong bond for our entire lives. But since Joey met Amy, he's really evolved into Joe 2.0. Joe Pro 2.0. For example, Amy, you have made Joe really appreciate the finer aspects of life, such as fine cuisine, fine wine, and also a fine woman, too. Like you, I've also been lucky to find a fine woman in my life. My fiance Corinne will all be marrying this June. And like Amy did for you, Joe, Corinne has also positively changed my outlook for my life by making me much more adventurous. So instead of our annual LBI trips, now we go to Cape May once in a while. And when we visit Florida, we have lots of new places to go to as a family. And it's great to share new memories together. All we need to do now is roll some grape leaves, blend some hummus with just a little bit of extra garlic, and connect Joe's iPod, and we'll be all ready to be dancing on the beach again. I couldn't possibly close the speech better than you, Lawyer Joe, because you are indeed the closer. You do that for a living. You are the Mariano Rivera of closing on real estate. So it now gives me the immense pleasure to invite all of you to stand up once more and raise your glasses. Joe and Amy, we wish you well for the future. Lots of fairways, greenies, birdies, and maybe some eagles and aces too. To love, life, laughter, and happily together forever. And Amy Hajjar.
That was a great speech.
Give us a quick one more time. Make some noise.